It's Halloween. It's time to break out the spooky voice. I'll teach you how right now. Welcome back to the VoiceOver Village. I'm Rick McIver, your village scarecrow. Today we're going to talk about how to get that spooky sound, that deep, resonant, kind of gravelly, spooky Vincent Price sound. This is the time of year where that voice kind of comes out for Halloween and for Christmas with some Santa Claus gigs. For example, here's a clip of something I did a little while back.
Welcome to Club 5G, where have come together for a truly spooky night out, 5G style. At Club 5G, we say boo to only one treat at a time.
Okay, there's a couple of things I want to point out in that sample on how to get that kind of deep sound in your voice. There's mic technique, there's kind of a physicality, a throat technique, and then there's, I don't know, kind of a mentality, I guess you could say. Let's talk about mic technique first because it's easiest to kind of get through. First, you want to get closer to the mic. Have that proximity effect work in your favor. Whenever you get closer to the mic, you'll notice that you get a lot more bass in your tone without having to do much. So I'm talking back here to normal volume and I get up here and it just sounds a little deeper. I didn't change my throat at all. Not yet. Second thing is that whenever I'm doing that kind of voice, I get really close to the microphone, and so I don't want to plosive into that. So my mic technique is to talk across the microphone. Now, if I talk right into the microphone, you're going to get plosives. You don't want that. I can have the same tonality, but I talk right across it, and therefore no plosives come up. You can use a pop filter, but what I found when I get really close, you can hear the metal, the air going through the metal sometimes. It picks that up. I don't want that. Another side effect of this mic technique is that because you're so close, it picks up every little piece of mouth noise that you have, every click, every pop, every thing. If your mouth is clicky, it's going to pick up all that noise, and you don't want that. So make sure that you are well hydrated and that you eat some green apples beforehand. Maybe that's a thing that people do. I have a secret that I use. I made a video about it. I'll put it up right over here so you can see that. Whatever you do, make sure your mouth is clean and clear and it's not going to have a lot of mouth noise. Okay, so that's the mic technique. Now, as far as the throat technique goes, how can I explain this? Some people just naturally walk around like a walking bass line. You know, Ving Rhames, Vin Diesel, they are able to just show up and kind of blah, and that's how they naturally sound. Some of us, that's not true. We have to learn it. So when we talk naturally, our natural resting tone is somewhere in the mouth area, sometimes in the mask, this kind of where you feel the vibrations. You don't have a lot of chest vibrations. So to get that, you actually have to move the center of your voice back. I know, what? That makes no sense. Bear with me. Think about when you yawn, right? When you first start to yawn, you have this opening in the kind of the back of your throat. When you go to yawn, it opens up way in the back. All right? That's the sensation you're looking for. It can also be described as like right before you puke. You know, you have that kind of in the back of your throat. Excuse me, actually, I just burped. Don't do that. Don't actually throw up when you're on microphone. The producers hate that. No, but that feeling, that opening of the throat when you're going to puke, that has the same sensation. So when you talk, feel like you're going to open the back of your throat up. And it sounds something like this. When you drop your voice in the back of your throat, then it's way back here. I don't feel it in my chest at all. It's not a chest thing. I mean, if I'm up here, I can kind of feel it, but it's like here, it's right there. And so you just open up the back of your throat. That's the only way I can describe it, is that you actually physically feel like your neck is getting wider when you talk. You drop it in that tone, that bass comes out. And when you do that, what naturally happens is that you get some gravel in your voice too. I kind of have a gravel anyway, naturally. But when I drop it like that, that gravel kind of comes out more, that kind of sound. So practice that. Try to think about opening the back of your throat. That's the technique vocally. Now, there's a last part about this, and it's the mentality of when you're doing it. You want to think of Vincent Price in Thriller or Fraser Crane. It's not a British accent. I think they call it mid-Atlantic. And it's really just a super clear pronunciation of all of your consonants. So when you are speaking in this way, what ends up happening is that you overemphasize what you are saying. Your mouth is extra big. Because what you're trying to do is sound just a little bit more formal, and that kind of sounds scary. Conversational, we drop a lot of the consonants when we're talking conversationally, but when you're formal, people pay attention, I guess? I don't know, but whatever it is, it lends to that, right? You think of Vincent Price when he does Thriller, right? He doesn't really have a gravelly voice, but he has that clean, clear pronunciation that is juxtaposed to the singing. So, darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. You hear all of the midnight hour. If you were to say that conversation, it'll be like the midnight hour. You don't hear the midnight hour, right? There's a difference there. And so that's mentally where you have to go. Watch old episodes of Frasier. When he talks, he does the same thing when he talks. His consonants are very clipped. Very pronounced, very forward. You can hear them. And it helps if you overemphasize kind of the muscle movements in your face. If you want to watch some more videos all about YouTube and voiceover and geek out about that kind of stuff, here's a good video here, and there's another one right there. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time.